is a huge privilege for us. It's rare that you're going to find ostomists that are prepared to work with us to share their expertise in managing complex situations in such an exposed and open way. So to actually allow us to work with them now, to actually do a pouch change with them in front of so many people. So I'd like to start off by saying, you know, it really is a privilege to be able to work with Steve.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, so we're just going to have a chat with Steve first, because although the title of this masterclass is Complicated Stomas, actually, it's not a complicated stoma. This is a human being. This is Steve with a life, with things that he wants to achieve and activities that he wants to do.
I got colitis in 2008, and it just progressively got worse. It was controlled by drugs for about 6-7 years.
And then the drugs didn't work.
They absolutely, they just started, they tried me on biological and it didn't touch. It just, the last 2 years really sort of went full on. And I was kind of bleeding. I was bleeding a lot. I was going to the toilet 30 times a day plus, and during the night. So I just felt awful.
And were you able to work at that stage, Steve?
Oh yeah, I didn't start work.
You didn't start work? How on earth did you manage?
Thing is, it's, you know, the poo taboo, it's always been there, and you know, everyone's trying to sort of raise awareness. Ultimately, you're thinking that people are thinking you're either lazy or, you know, what's he up to, but you kind of keep it a secret. I knew it weren't the norm, but you know, most blokes, they go to the doctor the last course, you know, when things get too much.
But then you explained to us yesterday you had an episode where your ileostomy became obstructed, and then the blockage cleared, but you felt this kind of tearing sensation, yeah. And from then on, you developed a hernia, which increased in size. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the hernia then changed how you were managing life with an ileostomy, didn't it? What problems did the hernia cause you?
Well, my first problem was the visual look of it. I didn't like looking down. I could kind of see my left foot, and I could only see like 2 inches of the front of my right foot.
So you were very aware of the change in your shape.
So that was a visual psychological issue for me.
So we heard yesterday when we were being told about the adhesive technology in products versus the new konkave product, about the ability of standard adhesives to actually move up and down during the course of a day, when the shape of Steve's hernia would have changed significantly. I know at the moment that you're wearing a konkave product. Would it be okay, could we look with you lying down at your abdominal contours now with the pouch on?
Yeah.
And then could we look at actually, for us as stomach care nurses, this pouch with its shape and its concave nature, we are not as experienced as you as how to, A, take it off, but also how to put it on. So I think it would be really good if we could first of all look at you lying down and look at the abdomen, and then we'll go from there and we'll actually do a pouch change.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Steve, so if you were at home now and this is a pouch change day, would you normally change your pouch standing up like this, or would you do it lying down?
I would always stand up. The mirror would be here and all my stuff would be in front.
In front of you. Okay, you are the boss. Just a small bowl of water. So you use adhesive remover.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spray at the top, peel down. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so if I can, I'm just going to be a, nurses, we look at adhesive. I'm just going to put that on there. So Steve, how long has this pouch been on?
About an hour.
Oh.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, then we won't look to see if there's been any erosion of the adhesive or anything. Cool, it's in the bag. Your stoma does change in size from a daily basis, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does.
Depending on
It
your
kind of like comes out and goes in.
Okay.
It kind of stays the same diameter.
Okay, but it can span. So Steve has chosen to use a starter hole product, and he measures and cuts to size each time because of the change in the diameter, and that's something quite often patients with hernias will explain, that often the base of the stoma, if they're changing later in the day, is stretched and larger than it would be first thing in the morning. So often a starter hole size appliance might be the best alternative, and certainly it's something that Steve prefers to have. Okay, so what would we do now, Steve?
Right, dry the area off.
Okay.
Thank you. See, normally I would cut my bag.
You do it before? Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a problem.
Right, well, so we're going to use the measuring guide. That's too large. That is... Ta-da. So it's about a couple of millimeters larger than this size. So you normally just look at it. Do you draw the pencil line, or you've got your eye in and you just cut with the scissors? So how about, Steve, I'm going to hold a protective piece of gauze over your stoma, and actually would you show us how, given the slightly different shape of the base plate, let's see how Steve cuts out the shape. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just going to explain, as was discussed with us earlier, there's a range of concave base plate sizes.
Now, I literally keep it in that shape. I peel it off, I hold it in the top. I peel it off so that it stays in that shape. It's a very sticky one.
Especially for the occasion.
So that it stays in exactly that shape.
Okay. And then very slowly, and I don't know, I'm sure I'll get out of the way. I don't want to be in the way of the film, but you show it. So you hold...
I push the finger in so I've got a hole.
Okay.
I go underneath.
Yep. And you can see it because it's shaped outwards. You can see
that the bottom's not touching any of my stoma.
Yep.
I pull over.
Yep.
So that all my stoma is actually in.
Yep.
And flip. Then I'd squeeze any air out.
Yep.
And fold up and tuck away.
Okay. You feel that it's holding and supporting.
It's a confidence thing. Your grips. It's kind of like once it's on, you don't actually feel like there's nothing on.
So your routine, your pouch change routine now, takes 15 minutes maximum.
It takes about 3 minutes, to be fair.
Oh, okay. When you're being the match off.
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I would say, with my stomacare nurse hat on, I would recommend that you shave the skin around your stoma, because you do have quite a lot of hair there, and you are at risk of getting some little folliculitis. So, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't. Yeah, you with me on that? You have a global consensus. Shave.
No.
Pardon the pun, but that takes a lot of guts to do that in an audience like that. Okay. Yeah. Is life different for you now?
Yeah, of course it is. I think I've made that quite clear, to be fair, over the last day or so. You know, it's just it's confidence. You know, it fits me perfectly. I've tried that many bags. I really have gone through them all. You know, and I've done full circle from everything. You know, and back to the Mio.
Yeah.
And this bag couldn't have come at a better time for me, because I was really starting to get down. I'd built up my confidence, as I explained yesterday, and I was right back up there. And then, you know,
and then the hernia happened.
Nothing worse than an accident at night, and you're thinking, and then you're worried about the daytime then, and just not having that worry anymore. We
have nurses in the audience now that from different countries that will have the opportunity to use this product at some time in the next 9 months or a year. Not everybody has access to it now. But have you got a take-home message for them about, you know, when they have concave, how it might impact and how they might use it for their patients, for their Steves?
I think show them how it's done, the proper way to put it on, and then leave them to have a go on it. Because you find your own way. you know, whether it's lying down, whether it's sitting on the edge of the bed, you know, however you flip it.
I just want to thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I think you're incredibly brave, but also you've changed my practice and I've learned from you, and I'm sure the nurses in the audience have learned, and that's going to have a spiral impact on potentially people with an outward body shape around the world. So thank you very much indeed, and thank you.
Thank you.